Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump's Rules podcast, season 6, episode 14. Oh my God, I can never get used to this. I'm always tongue-tied. Oh my God. I hate myself.
I'm
Okay.
tongue-tied so much, tongue-tied.
Okay, so hi, we're in season 4. We're killing it.
We are expert podcasters 2 years into it.
We can speak English. Okay, I think the season's going swimmingly.
I love this season. I'm gonna be honest. I'm really into it.
It's full of the drama. But before we go into the episode, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have Summer's Fun, a Summer House podcast, and One Season Wonders, the show where Meredith and I watch a show that only had one season and talk about it. Which if you go on our Instagram, I guess.
No, that's not live. So no.
Well, you're right. Never mind. We did have a poll on our Instagram for One Season Wonders. So this is why you need to follow us on Instagram, which is at Vanderpasta, everyone. Okay, please be sure to rate, review, subscribe, join our Facebook group, same name as the podcast, and join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get for $1 a month. You get access to our pre-show where Meredith and I talk about whatever we want. And you get access to any episodes we record early, including this episode. That's it. That's what I'm going to say from now on, because I don't know when this is going to premiere. And I
don't even know, and I'm the one who schedules it.
Amazing. Such as this one. Anyway, for $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus you get access to our after show that we do when we go back and watch old seasons, such as this one. So we can still talk about Bravo news that's recent and any thoughts we might have that involve spoilers. And then also we will say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Ashley, Chris, Courtney, Danae, Dustin, Jackie, Kimberly, Cameron, Tiffany, Tracy, Gina, Jennifer, Kelsey, Mariah, Sarah, and Zoe.
I love it.
Yay. Also, the 2 Sarahs, let me know if you just like want your last name in there. Like
initial.
I don't want to be grouped.
Not last name.
That's better. Sarah A and Sarah M.
I love it.
Yay. Thank you guys for being a part of our community. We do love to include all of you. And we have gotten some comments that we're very interested in. So it's always so fun. Okay. So for $5 a month, this is last tier. You get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus you get the ability to give us your comments, your thoughts, your questions for live shows. So I'll post in the Patreon every week. You give us your thoughts. You can even post on the episode if you so choose, wherever. I read them all. Message us, doesn't matter. And we will read it on the podcast and discuss your thoughts. Also, we will pick a patron of the episode. So this episode is going to be dedicated to Courtney.
Woo-hoo.
Thanks, Courtney, for joining our Patreon. We appreciate you. Okay.
Tongue twist us.
I'm an idiot, I think. Okay, we're not going to mix it up because I'm always hungover and Meredith's probably hungover. And
I'm so exhausted. My voice gets so weird whenever I'm tired lately.
It's a little raspy.
A little raspy after a long weekend.
Okay, so we are sober and we are fun. I know you might think differently because of how I'm speaking, but I promise I am sober. I'm chugging a ton of water right now. Okay, so previously on Vanderpump Rules, Stassi's back. Lisa is not happy with her. Ariana's mom sent screenshots of what Sheena said about Ariana and Sandoval to Ariana. And when they confronted Sheena, she was not apologetic for what she said. Kristen is dating Kevin, who's Jax's friend, but they thought he had a girlfriend, but he actually doesn't have a girlfriend. Stassi is not happy about her sex tape being leaked, but Katie, I guess this doesn't relate, but this is how it was cut. Katie wants nothing to do with Stassi. Sheena is trying to help Shay stay sober, but is doing a bad job. That was my own input. And Jax got arrested and bail's about $11,000, but we got him out. Hip, hip, hooray.
And he has a Class C felony.
Amazing. Amazing.
Oh, good God.
We're at Jax's apartment. Brittany's unpacking. Jax has no deodorant because all of his stuff was not with him, which I don't understand.
This makes no sense to me.
Why did Brittany take the shit to the airport? And then when Jax showed up, he could have just had his bag.
Because it's not like, okay, so the whole reason they say that Ariana and Tom had it was because they had a later flight and stayed later. But like, if Jax was still in jail, they wouldn't have stayed with him.
No.
But I guess actually somebody would have had, no, you don't need a passport. He would have had everything he needed. Cell phone and like wallet on him when he got arrested, that he could have just boarded his flight like that.
He should have been fine because either way, someone has to pay extra for that extra bag. It's not like Brittany couldn't be like, oh, it's only me, so I can't bring this other bag. Like, no, Tom and Ariana had big bags.
Even if she had 2 bags, let's say, like somebody else would have taken the bag.
It's so weird.
And Brittany just would have taken it home. Yeah, this made no sense to me, but Jax says nothing.
You know what? Tom and Ariana probably didn't have to help with anything if they just took the bag. So they said, we'll just take the bag.
We'll take the bag in our rental car.
Yeah, enjoy getting him out of jail.
Okay,
yeah. So Tom and Ariana bring the bags back. He says, thank God the friends were there because Brittany wouldn't know what to do. Which I wouldn't know what to do. I would leave your ass.
I agree, but
like,
also
bye.
Like, Jax, you have some pretty freaking nice friends.
Yeah, you should be nicer to them probably.
Yes, think about all the shit he's done to them and look how they still come and help him.
Still bail him out.
We learned later that like Schwartz is the one who paid the bail.
Yeah.
So like,
11,000.
No, I don't think he paid.
It's not a full 11,000, but 11,000. Okay, it's all over a pair of sunglasses, which is the funniest part.
Oh my God.
Jax is remorseful for putting Brittany through that, and he's upset that he hurt other people, such as his mom, such as his friends, such as Lisa and Brittany, of course. So he's just gonna have to prove himself to everyone. And then he gets a text that Ariana's here. And if it isn't the consequences of Jax's own actions, this is it. His so-called friend, Ariana, who doesn't even like him, shows up with his 80-pound bag in Koreatown to drop it off at his apartment. And he has to face her and to say, sorry, I was in jail. Thank you so much.
And we all know he does not like her.
Nope, which is the best part, I think.
Yep. When somebody you hate does a favor for you and you have to say thank you.
Yeah.
Like, pay up, buddy.
Jax acknowledges that he ruins everyone's time, but Ariana said that her and Tom had a great time. They just focused on the bag.
Yeah, it's like, we went snorkeling and like swim with all the fish. And Jax is like, wow, that sounds so fun. I wish I could have done that.
They must have not had tickets to the Third Eye Blind concert.
Oh, you're actually probably right.
They didn't get invited. No.
I wonder if Kristen was going, so they declined.
Oh, true. Probably. But the bag is really heavy and Jax makes the joke, must be a lot of sunglasses.
Too soon. Too soon.
Okay, so now we go to Sir, and everyone has found out that Jax has been arrested. Ooh, Christina Kelly tells Lauren the hostess. Lauren the hostess tells Diana and Chef Joe. Peter told Brooke, another Sir manager, and Chef Joe and the kitchen guys hide all the valuables because Jax
gotta hide the knife.
Steal. Yeah, it was a $350 designer pair of sunglasses.
So dumb. Like you can pay for those yourself. Put it on your fucking credit card.
So, and there was proof because he gave the sunglasses to Brittany. And she posted pictures with them.
Oh my God.
I mean, obviously there was proof because there was security footage.
That too. Yeah. Of him actually.
But also it's like, here they are.
Can you imagine being Brittany and it's like your boyfriend walks up and like, what did Jack say to her when he handed them to her? I bought these for you.
Here, babe, I got you some sunglasses.
I guess so.
So that's what happened. But Lala and James talk about it. They cannot believe he has not been scarlet lettered with the word klepto yet. This man, all he does is steal things. Lala's no longer attracted to Jax because there's nothing hot about a dude straight out of jail for stealing sunglasses.
That's true, though.
It's true. He was a rich drug dealer. And
it's
what
yeah,
up?
it's a
But
little like, ooh, badass, but it's like you stole some sunglasses you could have just paid for out of
or
a
you could,
hotel store. What?
and okay, I get people like nice sunglasses. I've never been one of those people. I buy $20 pairs. So if they get lost, they get lost. Brittany's on a boat and with those sunglasses, those are $350. So if you bought them,
It
don't lose
just
them.
yeah, it's just not cute, especially like when everybody's on a trip together and you're like stealing this. It's not like, hey,
Yeah.
you saw them at a party and you're like, ooh, nobody like somebody
Fine.
left them and I'm just gonna take them. Like you just walk
Yeah.
into a store hammered, being like, these are mine now. It's not like
Weirdo.
a badass move.
So Tom and Ariana are also here for their shifts. Ariana just came from Jax's house. Jax only learns the hard way. And best case scenario for Jax is he's on probation for a long time. That's a problem because Jax doesn't follow rules. Clearly.
Yeah, all I'm thinking about is how he went to jail that one time because he had a warrant out for his arrest. Like,
Oh my God. Yeah. And you had to trade something for toilet paper.
like, oh God, he will never survive like probation.
No, he would go to jail.
He needs to like move to the Midwest and like
Change his
buy a
name.
town.
Change his name again.
Yeah, again.
So we're at Kristen's apartment. She puts out a spread for Katie and Sheena. Listen, Kristen's kind of a good host. Whenever someone comes over, she's got drinks and food for them.
She does. But I
No
think it's always
questions.
funny when somebody just like throws some shit on a plate and is like, look what I made you.
I know, so funny. She like puts like 7 crackers nicely. I'd be like, where's the box?
Yeah, and like 7 like cucumber like slices. I'm like, did you just cut a few slices? Like
just
there's
so we
3 of
like,
us.
and look, I'd be like, just bring out the box. I don't care how nice it looks. Give me the full cucumber. I'll take a big bite of it and pass it around. It'll be weird. But okay, yeah. So Katie and Sheena are here. Kristen, of course, has to be like, you guys look sun-kissed. And then Sheena, asshole, goes, I had to stop laying out at some point because I was getting too tan. And
She's
Kristen's
the worst.
like, great.
She's the worst. Like she was like, it was too much fun. I'm so tired.
So
like nobody gives a shit. I wasn't allowed to go on the vacation, Sheena.
I know. Like I root against Kristen all the time in this.
I hope you're
I was
burned.
like, oh no, Kristen. So what the hell happened with Jax? He stole these designer sunglasses. Kristen woke up with a text from her girlfriend Christina, which is not Christina Kelly, because Christina Kelly fucking hates Kristen. So it's got to be a different one. But Jax got this Class C felony.
Well, I'm kind of shocked that nobody from the group texted her because they all wanted her to be on this trip.
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't Christina found out first.
I guess so.
Christina
and like,
knew.
I guess Kristen wasn't at the Third Eye Blind concert because she would have maybe like heard about it then.
Out there. Yeah. Christina was at the Third Eye Blind concert. That's how she found out.
There it
is. So Jax ruined his own birthday, and then we got to switch. Speaking of Jax, his friend Kevin is staying in town with Kristen until we don't know how long. Because he's
just squatting. He has like so much shit there too. I know. Doesn't he live somewhere else technically?
Yeah,
like he doesn't live in LA.
He doesn't. He was.
And I'm like,
here
where did all
business.
this stuff come? Yeah, how are you just like still in a different city?
I would just like to say, Kristen has to be so good at sex. These men fucking fall for her. She has to be so good at sex. I need to know how good she is.
Maybe she's a witch.
She's got to be a witch.
She's a witch.
Her vagina is a witch.
She does seem like someone who'd be good in bed though, like a little crazy.
Well, it's just like Tom Sandoval was so infatuated with her for a long time, and they were shitty. She hooked up with Jax not once, but twice.
Yeah.
James
oh my God.
Like, yes, this girl that's way older than me. Not way older, but I can't wait. Everyone's telling me she's bad, but her magic vagina, like there is something so
her
magic
about vagina.
I don't understand. And now Kevin has dropped off the face of wherever he lives and has moved to LA, basically.
So weird.
Yes. So Kevin's so in love with Kristen. And Kristen just needs to have her own space and her own time. So she's going to talk to him because Kevin's being a little clingy.
Yeah. It's kind of weird after 1 week of hooking up. They're not even dating. He's like, I love you. I'd be like, dude, I don't even know your middle name.
I'd be like, where did you come from? Where do you live originally?
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
And I give Kristen like props though, because she knows she's fucking awesome. She's like, Kevin's the one that's fucking weird in this scenario. And she's right. She's right. Like, am I rooting for Kristen? I don't know.
I feel like I am, but I'm also like, get this guy out of your house. You're better than this. Like,
honestly,
we don't need anybody staying in our house and taking over. Come on, girl.
Agreed.
Kick him out.
So now Kristen's like, hey, what happened with the Ariana and Tom stuff? Because Sheena had called Kristen to tell Kristen about all this drama. But then Sheena goes, okay, Kristen, I'll only talk to you about it a little bit because I feel weird talking to you about it, which was like, but you called her. I can't.
I know.
I like want to
This is why I say she's not a good friend to anyone.
She's not. So, yeah, Sheena says she's not sorry for the text. She's sorry that Sandoval has hurt feelings. But she basically says like her and Ariana are not that good of friends and the roles have reversed. And now Ariana is like this psychopath that no one wants to be friends with. And Kristen is the cool, chill girl.
Okay. There is some element of that like going on here for sure. But it's like, Sheena, you put like made this bed and now you have to lie in it with your friendship with Ariana. Of course she's going to be like a little psycho, quote unquote, because you're like treating her so poorly. Like she's going to get defensive. She's going to be upset. She's going to like put some distance in between you guys. And Kristen's single and like having fun out there. Any single person's like really fun.
And you know, when you've hit rock bottom and like nothing can get worse. Yeah. Kristen was kind of there. She has like friends a little bit, but she doesn't have much.
And she's like risen from the ashes a little bit. Like she's got her life a little bit together now that she's like away from James and not screaming all the time, you know, like she's a little bit more put together.
She's still not in the group though. She's like slightly outside of it. So she doesn't have this group to lose because she doesn't have it.
True. So she's on the fringe.
Of course she's fun, cool girl.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have to talk about how Stassi came over and she wants to talk to Katie. You just hear Katie go, no, just no. So then we hear Stassi misses Katie and Schwartz, but Katie says she's moved on and Stassi doesn't deserve the friendships. And then Sheena says that her and other people, such as Jax, don't want Stassi around in their group. So Stassi now can't come, which like,
I don't like that because guess what? Kristen was the same way just last year. Like, this whole mean girl attitude, I don't really like it from Sheena.
I hate it. Yeah.
Like Katie has a real reason to be like, I don't want to have a conversation with her. Like she was a bitch to me.
But she wouldn't be a friend. She's not allowed in our group.
No. But Katie, like in a sense, is the only one who has a right to do that. And maybe a little bit Jax. They have a long history.
I think
but Sheena, you're the one who wronged Stassi.
Yes. So if Katie was Kristen, she tells Kristen she would stay away.
Which I kind of agree.
But Kristen's got nothing to lose.
But I know, but if she wants to be in this group, you don't go and buddy up to the like enemy. You say like your enemy is my enemy. Like we're not going to be friends with Stassi, which makes us close.
But do you think Katie can't always handle Sheena? So Kristen's like kind of a good escape. So Katie will continue to hang out with Kristen either way.
Or pawn Sheena off to Kristen. Like, oh, I can't go. Like you go hang out with Kristen.
Yeah. So like Kristen and Katie, I think, have been friends longer than Stassi has been in the picture.
I think you're right.
So like that friendship has a lot more. And I feel like.
And it seems like Katie has like boundaries with Kristen. Like, listen, I know who you are now. So like, you're just going to be in this box.
You've shown your true colors multiple times. So we're done. Okay. So now Sandoval, Schwartz, and Jax go to Hooters because Brittany works at Hooters. It's Jax's dream girl.
This was never introduced. I love how we just walk in and here's Brittany working.
Hi, welcome to Hooters.
Because last we saw, it's like she tries to go work at SUR is declined because she doesn't have any real job experience worthy of working at SUR.
Yeah. Wasn't that before we took our big hiatus? Was she in a romper?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
She had two times. One was the romper and one was when she moved there.
Yeah.
And both times she was unprepared.
Dope. Amazing. Well, she's at Hooters now. Welcome to Hooters. Jax is a VIP Hooters patron. Works out well.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Me neither. Well,
like 50% off. That's a lot.
I thought you were gonna say I didn't know that Jax was a member, and I was like, I don't know why we wouldn't know that. That is like nothing we need to know about him.
It doesn't sound like a real thing. 50% off your whole bill.
It looked like one of those things that it's so old that only like the people that have it are dying. So Jax somehow had it because
Oh
he's
my
been on this
God.
earth for so long that they
It's like
like
his
now
dad
have
took
to
him when
keep.
he was like 6 years old to an opening of
Yeah.
a Hooters. So he got this
Gave
random card
him
for being like the first 100 patrons to a Hooters.
Yeah. Yeah. So now he's
Everybody else
grandfathered in.
lost their card. It's like a Blockbuster card. Like only
Yeah.
like 1 out of
No one has
100
it.
people maybe even knows where theirs is.
Do you?
No, but my cousin has his Blockbuster card and it's like a party trick. He like pulls it out of his wallet.
Oh my God, I would scream. That's amazing. I have no idea where my Blockbuster card
I'm sure I
is.
could find it in one of our junk drawers.
Oh, amazing. Let me know if you find it. I love those. Okay, so Jax loves Brittany. You know, she's been standing by him through all this Lala stuff and the jail stuff. So he's happy. But he does have to meet Lisa later, and the Toms are both like,
Ooh,
good luck. You fucked up Lisa's brand. This
really
cannot be good
quick.
for you.
You know, I love a good timeline. How long do you think Brittany's been living in LA?
Honestly, or just like first thing off the top of my head?
Both.
First off the top of my head, like 5 weeks max.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I was thinking a month.
Yeah. I was like, honestly, max 2 months.
I
Then
think,
that
yeah,
seems like a
2 months seems like a good amount of time because of how much they film versus what makes it into the show. Like she
how
rolled up with her
comfortable they
car
are
packed.
together.
Well, I mean,
She
they live
seems
together in that tiny little studio.
so weird. So weird. If someone came in my space, I would kill them.
I mean, Kevin's trying to do it right now to
I would
Kristen.
kill Kevin. This would never happen for me. Kevin, go get a hotel. Okay, but so Jax, though he loves Brittany, he is checking out all the other Hoodoo girls because last time he was here, he doesn't remember them being this hot.
Another thing, I'm like, Brittany, you're gonna watch this back, and here's another episode with another thing that's so cringy.
Brittany seems like the type of girl that would laugh at that comment. She'd be like, yeah, we're all hot. She'd be that girl.
I'm like, why are you saying this behind my back to your friends about how hot these other girls are?
That's what I would say. I'd be like, can you just not say it on camera? My
Yeah.
God. Say it
like,
to
this
me.
is so embarrassing. Yeah. Say it in front of me so it doesn't make it a big thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't honestly, I don't mind when I'm dating someone and like, let's say we watch a movie or something. I'll be like, oh my God, that guy is so hot, you know, like,
Yeah.
and I'll be like,
because it's
that
like
girl's
obviously your attraction to other people doesn't end when you get into a relationship. Like, let's just be honest about it.
hot. Yeah.
But, like, I don't need you staring at my coworkers' asses and boobs so hard. Yeah.
Secretly. Okay, so Jax takes a phone call. It's the Hawaii Sheriff's Office. He's in California. They're obviously calling from Hawaii. He's gonna have his lawyers take care of it. He comes back and the Toms are like, you good? And he's like, just lawyers.
The guy said he like had another warrant out for his arrest.
Is that what he said?
I'm pretty sure. And I was like, oh, and he's like, well, I'm in California. Can't my lawyers take care of this?
My lawyers? I hope I never have to get like lawyers like that, you know, like I need my lawyer to cover.
Terrifying.
I don't know who I would call. I would call you to call your dad. Chris, are you listening?
Hail, Chris,
Help me.
resident lawyer for the Vanderpasta podcast.
That's who you're fucking with, Kristen Cavalier. If you come for us, Chris is gonna come for you.
I doubt it'd be like,
that's a summer house joke. I'm so sorry. It's a summer house joke. It's very funny. Okay, so Tom Sandoval makes a joke like your probation, like, was that your probation officer? And Jax is like, I don't have one. And Tom's like, you will.
Not yet.
Anyway, they get their wings. And then it's like, remember Kevin? He's banging Kristen. And then we switch to Kristen's apartment. Kevin's here. He's sitting at the apartment with Kristen, looking at stuff on his phone. And Kristen's very upset that he's breathing. So Stassi shows up. She's on antibiotics, so she's gonna have some wine, which we know you shouldn't do.
It's
but
not how it works, but it's closer to the earth, is what she says. You know, it just comes from some grapes.
Yeah. So her and Patrick broke up again. I think
Oh,
we'd be
which
more shocked if like it didn't always happen, but
and like we've never met him. Like this
yeah.
is just a shadow figure. I don't like that in reality TV where it's like we talk about people we've never met or don't know anything about really, and it's just like this person off stage.
My boyfriend, like when they're like my boyfriend who will remain nameless or whatever, and you're just
Like
like,
then don't talk about him. If it's not actually going to be a part of the show, then don't talk. I don't want to know
I
about your
actually
breakup.
don't care about your boyfriend.
Yeah.
But yeah, they broke up. She's dated so many assholes, and she finally has a good guy and can't make it work. So maybe she's the asshole.
I would
Yeah,
say
maybe.
yeah.
If you think Patrick's that good a guy and you can't make it work, then maybe it's you.
I would
I
say
don't know.
yes.
Yeah.
Especially if you moved all the way to New York, like this is something serious. And then she moved all the way back to LA for him. Like it's
Yeah.
serious enough to be like, okay, what are the real problems here? Like you need to look internally and say, like, what am I
Yeah,
doing to make
we
this not
do.
work?
I think a lot of it is Stassi says she would really give up anything for love. So she lost herself in the relationship, which,
Hard
affects the
no.
relationship as a whole. And
Yeah.
Kevin's like, I know how you're feeling. And Kristen or Stassi's like, I'm sorry, you've been on Kristen's couch for a week. Don't tell me that you're in love losing yourself, dumb Kevin. And then I'm like, he's clearly Jax's friend.
Oh,
He's falling
absolutely.
in love like this. He's sitting on some random girl's couch because he's been banging her for a week. Like that is such a Jax move. He moved in with Stassi 2 weeks, I think, after they dated.
I
Or like
agree.
after their third date, he like never left.
I just can't imagine a guy doing this. Like
I
to
we
me.
wouldn't allow it. We wouldn't. We'd be like, what are you
I
still
don't even
doing
want you
here?
to come to my apartment after the
Just for an
third date.
hour. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't come see my
After the
home.
third date.
That's
Oh,
too
you
personal.
can't
This
know
is
where I
getting too
live.
serious.
We're gonna be those people that like, how in TV shows sometimes they have a fake house. So we can't know where the actual person lives.
I love
They're being
that.
private. We're gonna have like a separate apartment where it could be like, this is where we take whoever back to, but they never step foot in our actual space because it's sacred. So then, well, of course, we got to bring up Jax really quick. What happened to Jax? Oh my God, because Kevin's friends with Jax and Stassi dated Jax and Kristen fucked Jax. So we all have Jax in us a little bit.
And that's a little bit too much.
I said it. I didn't know how else to say it. It was not planned, but I'm going to stick with it.
Well, if Kevin went to jail with Jax, then he probably might have a little of Jax in him.
That's great. So Stassi's dad had called Stassi about Jax because one time Jax came home for some holiday, I don't remember, but the Stassi's dad's girlfriend had like a ton of rich stuff kind of out.
Yeah.
And it was all gone when Jax left. So they think Jax stole it. And then
it's like hosiery, like things, girl things. And Stassi says that she never got any of it like as gifts. So it clearly went to other people he was fucking, or he like sold it.
Kristen got any?
No, absolutely not. I think this was way earlier, like before the show started.
I think Kristen might have got some.
I think Kristen would be like, "Oh, that's actually so funny. I have a pair." I think she would have said something.
Should have said that.
I would have died if she was like, "Wait a minute, you mean these?"
Kristen would have been my accepted. She would have been my MVP. That would have been so funny.
Love it.
Okay, so everybody knows Jax steals. She even has a clutch literally with her that Jax stole for her, but she became attached before she found out it was stolen.
Wait, what would you do if you found out that something your boyfriend stole for you, like a designer wallet?
How soon am I finding out after?
I don't know. Like what would be the length of time?
I would probably, it depends if I'm going to get really mad. If this is like a pattern, I'd get really mad probably and throw it away in front of him and be like, fuck you. But
yeah, like, was this worth it?
If this was like a one-time thing and we were like not that serious, and I'd be like, okay, just don't do it again, but I'm going to keep it.
I think I would keep it.
Listen, not to like out myself, but a package of mine from Amazon got lost in the mail or like lost in my package room. So I didn't receive it. So I told them I didn't receive it, got a refund. Then it like appeared like a few days ago. And obviously I'm going to keep it.
That happened to my parents. They bought me a Christmas gift and my dad
pulled the box into the house and my mom never saw it.
Yeah. And
she asked my dad for it and he said, no, he didn't receive it. He just like wasn't paying attention. And so my mom emailed the company and they sent another. And then my mom found the original box and it's like, she tried to return the second one and they just stopped responding to her.
I'm not going to return it. Listen, I do believe like fuck Amazon, big corporation. I'll steal from them.
They have money to handle those types of things.
$65 is not going to murder their ass.
And you didn't do it maliciously to be like, oh, I want to get this for free.
Like, whoops. But like this is like expensive shit. I'd be like, especially admitting it on TV. I probably
that's the thing. I'm like, Stassi, shut the fuck up.
I know. She's like, I still have
I'm gonna be honest. If I found out, I think 3 months or more after the fact of using it, I would keep it. I would be pissed and I would scream at my significant other.
Can you imagine if it's a thing of like, you're like, stop stealing. And then he does it again and you find out, you'd be like, oh my God.
I would break up with him, but I would keep the item because it's not like you can return the item. It's been used.
And then I'd never put it online.
Yeah. I would just enjoy the item.
Okay. So we go back to Hooters. We got to talk about Kevin because Kevin told Brittany that he kind of lives with his girlfriend and Brittany doesn't lie. She's the truther.
She's just like her boyfriend, a truther.
So Jax doesn't care if he's got multiple girls, but Jax is going to tell everyone to expose his so-called friend. Jax thinks Kristen actually knew that, what's his name? Kevin has a girlfriend, but just wants to look good in front of Stassi, in which everyone's like, wait, Jax, you told us that this was the situation. And then we get a flashback. Basically, Brittany, I assume the situation was Jax saying something like, I don't know if Kevin has a girlfriend, because Brittany in the scenario is going, Jax, oh my God, he told us, you and Kristen, that he had a girlfriend and you were there. So I feel like Jax was trying to
doing that thing where he like tells the truth and then realizes he outed his friend and now it has to have his friend's back. So he tries to make it vague. It's like, oh, we just were asking this question. But what's confusing to me is Stassi asked Kevin in front of Kristen. So I think that answer, that direct question to Kevin would trump any other conversation.
You would think.
Like, I wouldn't blame Kristen in this moment, depending on the order of these conversations. But from what it seems to me is that they all found out that he has a girlfriend prior to the drinks night with Stassi, Kristen, and
agreed,
Kevin. And so like when Kevin says, I don't have a girlfriend, they took Kevin have broken
up. Yeah. Could Kevin have broken up with her though? That was my other thing. Like maybe Kevin did have a girlfriend when he first got here, but he broke up with her because he liked Kristen so much and her magical.
And he said it was on and off. So like maybe this week they're off. Like, it's still shitty. Like I don't want to be involved in anything like that. But like
Kristen's not looking for
I don't think this is like as similar to the Tom, Jax, Kristen, Stassi.
Oh, Drive? No.
Yeah. This isn't on that level. This is like a few notches below. Like this is the vague level.
Also, it's Kevin, so I don't really care that much.
Also, Kevin's living with her. So like, to be honest, I kind of feel like she deserves to.
Yeah. Kevin. Yeah. Yeah. If she wants to fuck, go Kevin.
Like he's fucking living with her. She deserves it.
So then Schwartz is like, Kristen just loves people in relationships. Ooh. And I was like, yeah, little. But then, we find out that Kristen hooked up with Sandoval the first 4 times and didn't tell Sandoval that she had a boyfriend during that time. So Kristen,
the serial cheater,
as we know from Kristen, she doesn't let men cheat with her. She only cheats on them.
She doesn't knowingly cheat with them.
No, she only knowingly cheats on them.
Mm-hmm.
I think she thinks it's like a power move. It sounds when you say it like that, like,
and I think she likes the vagueness. Like she doesn't mind if they have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. She just doesn't want to know.
Yeah, don't confirm.
Yeah,
be like it's on and off, and Kristen will be like, as long as it's not on, we're good. So, this is when Schwartz says what we're all thinking, because I've said this multiple times. Are Jax and Kristen soulmates? The answer is yes. The answer is 1,000%
I was like,
yes.
If they're not soulmates, they're a copy of. They're twins.
They're twins. They're 2 peas in a pod. In this case, you can go, if opposites attract, then no, not at all.
The only difference is I'll give Kristen credit. It doesn't seem like she's the kleptomaniac that Jax is.
No, she just cheats on all her men.
Yeah, I don't think she'd get like a felony charge for stealing sunglasses.
Jax won't end a relationship for someone he was cheating on with. He'll just continue to cheat on that person until they dump him. Whereas Kristen won't move on from her relationship until she's been cheating to find someone else with. So I don't know which is worse, but that's the main difference between them. Amazing. So then we find out if you give Kristen a compliment, the panties drop, which I think is rude, but
I mean, it doesn't seem like it's wrong though. Like you give her a little attention and she's in, and then they sleep with her and they're in.
Yeah, because her magical badge.
Yeah.
They can't leave. Listen, all Jax did was watch her Drive with her.
Kryptonite is a compliment and their kryptonite is her badge.
Yeah. Kristen knows what she does.
Like she's not mad about it. She's like, give me a compliment. And then she's like, I'll hook him.
I agree. I love that. I hate it, but I like love it now that it's funny.
I love it.
Now that it's exposed, I love it. So we're back at Kristen's apartment. Kristen's basically like, hey Kevin, you know that place that we grabbed lunch that one time? Can you go pick us up some food? And he's like, yeah, sure.
He's like, can you get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, we get the fuck rid of Kevin. So Kristen's so happy he's gone because she liked him until he moved in. And then now she's over him. So thank God Kevin's gone. Let's not waste another breath on him. We're going to talk about Patrick. Stassi stopped all day. And this is like, Stassi has nothing together, right? She doesn't have a job. She doesn't have a place to live. She doesn't have like literally anything. So now she even doesn't have a relationship.
Oh,
she's very sad.
She's at like rock bottom.
She should truly focus on something other than a relationship then, like a place to live.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, Kristen has a great idea. We're going to take Kevin's spare key, give it to Stassi. Stassi and Kristen are going to share the bed. Kevin's ass is on the couch. Kristen's done sleeping with him even. That's when you know she
I was going to say, it's just like you said before, she won't really break up with a guy. She can't break up with Kevin.
No,
so she needs to like make him pissed and basically cheat on him with now just somebody else sleeping in her bed.
Yeah. So Stassi's going to move in, and then Stassi's kind of like, am I going to move in with Kristen? And then we see all of the shit that happened between Kristen and Stassi. And then Stassi's like, no, this is rock bottom. This is the lowest.
I would not, even if like Kristen didn't do all that shit to me, just living in this situation where this random ass guy is like squatting in her apartment and going to sleep on the couch and I'm going to sleep in her room with her. Like, I don't want to do that at all.
I don't like Kevin in my space.
I don't want Kevin. I don't want to like be staying at somebody else's apartment. I don't want any of this. That's the worst
too, to like stay squat at someone's apartment, which is why I don't understand why Kevin's doing it.
I don't know what Kevin's doing.
It's like bad for the person squatting. Like it's not.
And it's not like,
why do it?
It's not like Kevin's in town being like, hey, I had to move here really quickly and I need to find a place. Can I stay with you for a week?
Yeah, he's just chilling.
He just came for a business trip and never left.
He's just here. Which, does he have to go back to work? Is his business here?
Right.
Now?
Because like, this is way pre-pandemic. Like he's not, it doesn't seem like he's working remote.
No one worked remote pre-pandemic. God,
you had like 1 in a million.
This is so funny. Okay, so I want a whole episode on Kevin, everyone. So
I want to deep dive into where is Kevin?
Where's Kevin? So we go to Villa Rosa. Jax is here to meet with Lisa. Rocio lets him take a seat. But Jax is like, I think Lisa usually finds it like funny when I screw up. Like we should be fine. And then you hear Lisa come down the stairs.
Does like to yell at him. Let's be honest.
Loves to yell at him, but she is not happy this time because you hear her go, "Where is he? I want to fucking kill him."
You know what? I do love her love of theatrics.
I love it. She comes down with her drink.
Yeah, like obviously a producer's upstairs and is like, "Go." He's sitting in the living room and go.
Where is he? I'm gonna fucking kill him. So she doesn't offer him a drink. She heard everything, but still wants to hear him talk. And he's like, well, you know, my excuse is I was drunk. And she goes, you're either a liar, a drunk, or a thief, which iconic. lying.
Love it. So and iconic. Let's be honest, he's all of them. It's not an or, it's an and or.
Excuse sentence. You, he's a truther. I think you misheard me. She said liar. But so the Bravo editors literally show proof again of Jack stealing from Lisa mostly, but period. And so Lisa's like, I'm not mad you stole, but it's the principle, because as a business owner, she can understand why she doesn't want people stealing from her. Which I think anyone can
if you're stealing from a business, that means like you're very untrustworthy. Yeah. How could I trust you with my business? You're handling money. Like she says. Plus we already, you mentioned we got the clip, but like he is already stealing from Lisa, and it's not just a few things. Like I understand how you can start stealing from a restaurant a little bit, but like his whole fucking apartment is outfitted all the with silverware,
all the vodka.
This isn't like, I have 3 forks that made it home because I like wanted to eat my to-go food in my car.
Exactly. So Jack says he's not a bad person, but Lisa says if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's probably a duck. So he's got to justify being employed at SUR. He says it's more than a job, it's a home, and he prays that Lisa lets him earn her trust back. But she doesn't care. He's suspended for a couple of weeks. She can't believe he's 36 and still doing this type of shit. She excuses him and he leaves. And as he's leaving, I don't know if you caught it, but he dramatically looks back at like Lisa at the camera and then walks out. And I was
can you imagine when I was watching this, I was like, can you imagine being 36 years old, working as a bartender and getting suspended because you got arrested for a felony?
No. I'd work as a bartender. That's the only thing that sounds like okay sounds at 36.
Realistic.
Everything else sounds very sad.
My heart and everything.
He was born to be on reality TV. That look back, I was like, this man knows exactly what he's doing.
He's like, you're not joking? Not
joking?
Bye,
Lisa, it's me. I will leave into the sunset. So we go to Tom and Ariana's apartment. They're painting. Tom's apartment sucks. He's been there for 10 years. He still has vertical blinds.
Insane. He's been there for 10 years.
Get out. So they talk about how it's Sheena and Shay's 1-year anniversary. Tom really wants to be happy for them, but he's still so hurt. Ariana thinks that Sheena might have some resentment towards Ariana and Tom's relationship because Ariana's hanging out with Tom a lot more and they're very happy. And let's be honest, I don't think Sheena's very happy in her relationship, but we don't know. Who cares?
I was gonna say, do you think that Sheena is like jealous and that's why she's like taking this out?
I think Sheena can only have one best friend at a time, and it's Katie. So an easy way to say, Ariana, I'm not gonna hang out with you as much is to cause a fight and be like, Ariana and I can't hang out as much.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I think some of the Sandoval things she says and things are a little bit of like her manifesting her own problems in their relationship, like, or like things that she's doing, she's like putting on Tom.
Yeah.
But yeah, that part that you just said with like Ariana and their friendship and not being able to like juggle two is
hang out.
A good point.
I don't think that's it.
I'm kind of that way. I feel like I can only have like one, like my priority friend is just one person. And like, I'll hang out with other people, but like, there's a definitely clear difference whenever I have like my number one friend versus how I treat all my other friends.
Oh, weird.
Like I funnel way more attention and time into this one person. I will schedule everything with them and then tell other people what we're doing.
Yeah, I think like I have a tier of best friends I do that with. But if all my best friends are in the same place, I wouldn't pick one.
No.
But Sheena's totally the type.
I feel like it's just planning wise. I prioritize something with one person first to be like, what works for us? And then let's tell other people.
I understand it as like, there are people in high school, I remember, that were like, I can only have one friend at a time. So if this is my number one friend, I can't be friends with you. So they would leave you out. They would like not do stuff with you. And I think the issue is Sheena's number one friend is now Katie.
Yeah.
She's like, that's my friend. I'm not going to reach out to Ariana. I'm not going to care.
And like the quickest way to become friends with someone is to bash somebody else. So like, it's so easy to bash Ariana and Tom because they kind of are easy. Tom is an easy target in this group. There's so much history with these people. Like, let's be honest, we'll all bitch about all of our friends that we've known forever.
I also just think Sheena likes to exclude because then it makes her group seem exclusive.
Yeah. Like she's a part of something special.
And I think like that might hurt Tom, but Ariana's like, I don't need to be included in your
like
exclusive.
Actually wanted to stay home.
If you're not going to invite everyone, I don't want to go anyways. So, but Tom is like, sad.
Yeah.
Tom just loves to be places.
I think Tom's like, you're not going to outplay me. I'm going to outplay you.
Who's the number one guy in the group?
Me.
Tom Sandoval. No, it is Ariana. Clearly. She clearly is number one.
Dude, Ariana doesn't even want to be in this group half the time. And I feel
that's what makes her number one.
Good point.
So we go to the alley. It's this bar. We go with Brittany, Jackson, Kristen, because Jax is suspended. So he's on vacation. So we're going to do some shots, but he doesn't have income. So that means Brittany, now with her Hooters job, has got to pay for everything.
I'd be pissed because he was like, we're taking shots because I'm not driving, you're driving.
And you're paying.
And you're paying because I don't have a job. Because
and she's like,
I am also like fighting a court case where I have a felony charge. Yeah.
Can I just say, Kristen in this was like, what? Like if you looked at her, she was like, her jaw dropped that Jax said that. And Brittany was like, funny, of course I'll pay for everything. I was like,
I'm so happy to be with him. And I've never
red
flags are flying left, right, center. And
I've never related
like,
so hard to Kristen. I think Kristen's so right.
But this is hard whenever you're like, oh, the girlfriend is being like, oh yeah, jokes. And you're like, wait a minute. Oh, I don't think this isn't a joke.
Kristen's like, I slept with him. He's not worth paying for anything. So, hopefully Kevin doesn't come because Kristen really doesn't want to hang out with Kevin. She hates him. But then Jax tells Kristen that Kevin has a girlfriend. But don't get mad. We all thought that you knew Kristen, which Brittany literally said Kevin told us that he was boyfriend there or a girlfriend. But Kristen's like, oh my God, wait, I would never hook up with someone that I knew had a girlfriend.
You know what?
She doesn't.
Jax and Sheena are the opposite. Jax is like, in order to not pick a best friend, I'm just going to say, I don't know anything. Everybody knows nothing, but there's also information out there. And Sheena's like, everybody knew everything. They're all horrible, this and that.
Yeah. They're great.
Jax is like vague. Vagueness is the way to go. So then I don't get anybody else in trouble, but all I do is get myself in trouble.
If we're doing opposites attract, it would be Sheena and Jax.
Oh, could you imagine that? Can you imagine if they had a baby?
You remember? Ew.
Like, what would that baby look like? I feel like they have very distinct faces.
I don't know. If you remember her rubbing lotion, I don't know.
Oh my God, season 1 on the Pride
I wish it would have happened.
Could you imagine if they got together season 2 and Shay never came into the picture and the Kristen moment ever would have happened? Maybe what still would have happened.
The Kristen moment would have happened, but Sheena would have been the girlfriend.
Can you imagine Sheena getting cheated on like that?
Let's rewrite a spoof of Vanderpump Rules.
Oh my God.
The way we kind of wish it had gone. So there had to be hints of that. So then we'd write there were hints of Jax and Sheena. So then we write that. We can't just put Jax and Katie together. That's insane. Yeah. That's hilarious. Someone write me a story about it.
DM me a story of what would have happened if Sheena and Jax got together season 1.
We would have never met Brittany.
It's my fucking birthday. That's all I think.
Amazing.
The chunky sweater.
Amazing.
Can you imagine if Jax ripped off the chunky sweater for Sheena?
Oh my God.
At the wedding, at her and Shay's wedding, this is when they actually get together.
The drama.
He stands up and says, I
object,
and rips off a chunky sweater.
He gets naked and goes, Sheena, how can you date Shay when you can have this? Poor Shay sits there. Stacy, the bartender from the hills, is involved.
And then cops run in and are like, you stole that sweater.
It would have been amazing. Oh my God. Someone write me a story. So, Kristen's horrified because she doesn't let men cheat with her. She just cheats on him. Mm-hmm. Speak of the cheater, Kevin shows up. And as soon as Kevin
casually, hey guys.
I just want to say, if Kevin and Jax are actually friends, Jax wouldn't have done this.
But I agree. But Jax loves, actually, no, that's not true, because Jax loves to throw his friends under the bus. This is totally what he would do.
Not in front of his friends.
Think about the Tom Sandoval Miami moment.
He did that behind Tom's back, though. He told everyone else.
Oh,
and then when Tom confronted him.
When Kevin gets here, he wouldn't have been like, hey, we were all talking about how you have a girlfriend.
I didn't say anything. I love you, Kevin. I don't know.
Jax would have been like, hey, Kristen has something she's worried about, and made Kristen say it all.
These two are fake friends. Anyway.
Oh, I think this is totally like produced, this moment.
So Jax is like, Kevin, do you have a girlfriend? And Kevin goes, no. And then Kristen's like, that's not what we heard. So tell me about your girlfriend. And he's like, sometimes it's on and off. And like, we were talking, but like, then we weren't. And I don't actually know if Kevin has a girlfriend or not. And I actually kind of don't care
either. But also remember what Brittany said, the flashback we got was that Kevin told all three of them previously that he had a girlfriend. So we've already had this conversation.
The three of us. Yeah.
The four of them.
The four of us have had this conversation.
Yeah. So like, this is so fucking fake.
So then Kristen says that Kevin is actually worse than Jax has ever been. Which I was like, well,
no,
maybe to you, maybe Jax has never screwed you specifically over because you were just cheating with him.
Kristen.
Well, she was just, literally.
He never screwed her over.
No, they just screwed her, but she loved it.
She did.
So Kristen's pissed, but also she claims she doesn't care, so it's over. Kevin says sorry.
Get out of my house.
Kristen never has to forgive him if she doesn't want to, and then Jax escorts Kevin out. So Kristen's sad now that Kevin was a bad guy, and I'm like, but she hated him.
I know, but
it's
she
like
does
that girl
say
from the ultimatum. She hates him. Why are we giving him the time of day?
Kristen does say it is easier to kick him out because there's like a moment. And I agree with that. It's like, oh, thank God we finally have something to be like, you got to get out. You have a girlfriend.
Yeah. Give me a reason.
Yeah.
She got a reason. So now we go back to Kristen's apartment. Stassi's here. She wakes Kristen up because it's like 11. Chrissy just saw an apartment. It's so nice, but it's small. And Stassi's credit has been affected because when her and Jax lived together, he did some damage to her old apartment and her name was on the lease. So she had to pay for it. And it's like a thing. Listen, I just want to happen.
I don't know. Affect your credit if you fuck up an apartment?
It wouldn't affect your credit. It would just, you'd have to pay for something.
Yeah. So maybe she had like a credit card, like she paid for it with her credit card, had debt and didn't pay it off.
Maybe. I don't know. But
like, isn't her dad kind of rich? Like, come on, Dad, pay for the credit card bill.
I love nice apartments that are small. That's a thing. Just pay. It's okay. So Kristen tells Stassi about meeting Kevin for drinks and how Kristen kicked him out with Kevin and with Stassi, what an upgrade. But then Stassi's like, enough about you. I have to go see Lisa on Saturday. So now we get some background on, the Lisa sitch. So a year and a half ago, the day Stassi moved to New York with Patrick, she was told that her ex, Frank, was trying to sell a sex tape of her masturbating.
Wait, hold on. I love how she goes, not Jax, because she doesn't actually say Frank.
My ex, not Jax. Frank. Okay, so we get the shot from 2 years ago in the van at Stassi's birthday, where she tells everyone she was masturbating. So the ex, Frank, came in and told Lisa that he wanted $900 for it. And Stassi said that she wasn't going to pay for it. Maybe because she was paying off her credit and couldn't pay the $900.
I feel like $900 is not that much to get your sex tape.
I was thinking for a sex tape, that's like a good price.
Wait, like he came out on top with a lot of money?
No, like, oh my God, don't spread my sex tape around. And
I'll give you $900. I'd be like, I'm in. Here it is.
What a steal. What a steal.
Yes.
You could have named any price.
Like, she's not just some random ass chick. Like, she is a reality TV star. Yeah. Like, I think about like when Kim Kardashian, I mean, they are different levels of fame as this, but like when Kim Kardashian's sex tape was being shopped around, like it was the biggest news in the like, it was insane.
What's ironic now is if someone's sex tape gets loose, I don't even care anymore.
No, and like that's a huge revenge porn thing now. Like it's illegal. Yeah.
Or nudes get leaked. I'm like, everyone has nudes. Who cares?
Yeah,
it's like very funny. Back in the day, it was like, you won't get a job if you have nudes.
Oh my God. I mean, I don't want my
employer to see it.
Yeah, like
I'm sure that they wouldn't be like, you must be fired. I'd be like, yeah. What are you talking about? Okay, but so whatever, $900. Stassi cannot pay the $900. Maybe she didn't want to pay it, and she was like, Frank's never gonna get any
I think
money.
she's trying to call bluff, like, fuck you.
So Lisa instead was like, I'm gonna pay the $900 because that is nothing for Lisa. So she buys the sex tape for $900 in cash and took care of it. But Stassi's mad because since it's cash, there's no record of it, which I don't know what record there is for buying a sex tape under the table.
Be helpful.
Hey, I'm giving you a check so we can track it back. And when my auditors say, what's this $900 charge? I say, I bought a sex tape for a friend.
For my old employee.
Yeah. Their sex tape, not like a random one.
But also, I do think it is weird that Lisa didn't draft up a contract to make him
sign. She didn't make him sign anything. But also, if I'm Frank and I'm charging Max $900 for a sex tape, I clearly just need the money. And I don't think Lisa with lawyers is that worried about Frank.
I agree. And like, Lisa doesn't give a shit. Like, Lisa doesn't actually care. She's just trying to like be nice and like handle the situation.
She's like, I'll take care of it. You're in New York. You obviously are like out of here. So she handles it.
And it's like a favor. I like when somebody does something nice for you, even if you didn't ask, you don't get mad at them because they didn't do it your way.
Yeah, or they didn't do it right. Yeah. Like if not for Lisa, we would all be paying $900 to witness your sex tape. Like,
I think you would have brought down the price so we could have done a mass killing.
Like, we all probably would have looked up your sex tape, to be honest.
100%.
That was the
100%.
time.
That was the time of looking up.
So yeah, so Stassi's mad, but she's gonna go say thanks and make things right because she's got to kiss the ring, which is true. Plus, now Lisa owns your sex tape, so.
That is a really good point. Lisa owns your sex tape, so be a little nicer, Stassi. And I don't like, I am a huge Stassi stan, and just like, I enjoy how much she stands up for herself and that part of her. But she like wants to be fake and like make an apology to her, but she thinks she's like outsmarting people and gaming them
by being fake.
Yeah, and it's like we can all see what you're doing here. Like, you're not that smart.
Like, we all know,
but we all know what you're doing here.
So we go to Katie and Tom's apartment. They're looking at places for their engagement party. And then Jack shows up because he's got to give Schwartz some money. He has a checkbook, and both young Schwartz and Katie are like, ew, get Venmo.
I'm like, oh, Venmo, the start of it all.
He's like, I won't because they can get your account numbers. And they're like, you're such an old man. You leave your debit card everywhere. Just get Venmo. So he gets Venmo, I think, because he pays Schwartz. And Schwartz says Jack's never said thank you, but he'll take the money. That's like fine.
That is so shitty.
I know. But there's a chance they're not getting that money. So just give me the money and then we could talk about thank you.
Good point. Hey, Ariana got a thank you for the bag.
That's true. Maybe because Jax knows Ariana did not want to be there.
Yeah.
Schwartz did this because he loves Jack.
True. He's got him hooked already.
So Katie and Tom had a good time in Hawaii, but they didn't have sex, which we knew. But also Stassi texted Katie yesterday, but she didn't respond. Stassi wants to talk. But Schwartz likes Katie better without Stassi. So Schwartz isn't going to push it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So now we're at Ocean Prime with Sheena and Shay. We're out for their anniversary, which Sheena whispers to the hostess.
Oh,
it's their anniversary.
And then the lady goes, congratulations. And Sheena like is like, oh my God. Like,
oh my God. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It was so nice of you to say that. Okay. So a couple months ago, Sheena didn't know if her and Shay were going to make it to a year. But you know, here they are. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to try each one of the Prime
cocktails. We're going to drink so heavily.
Yeah. And Shay is down, which I don't understand.
Shay's like, you want us to drink cocktails? And Sheena's like, yes. And he's like, all right, there it is. You give me permission.
So then Sheena says she feels contradicting when she says don't drink a lot, but then wants him to drink more. But this is a special occasion. So Shay needs to know Like
Amend
Hawaii's not special.
Amend the rules. Yeah. Birthday vacations are not for other people, are not special events. However, anniversaries equals getting hammered.
Yeah. So they do start with champagne. They're happy to be married. Shay's frustrated that Sheena counts his drinks, but he's married to a hot, awesome person.
Oh, the way he says that, he's like, I'm married to a hot, awesome person. I'm like, wow, really, really believe in it and selling it.
He loves her personality for sure. So Sheena lets Shay know that she doesn't think he's an alcoholic, which is like true. He's a drug addict.
Like, yeah,
he's
but like
never been
the way
alcoholic.
she describes an alcoholic, I'm like,
they take a shot in the middle of the night and then go back to bed.
Or like they have to drink first thing when they wake up. Like that's not just the only version of being an alcoholic.
An alcoholic doesn't just wait till 3 a.m. and go, I'm gonna have one shot and then go back to bed. Alcohol.
It's not like, hey, here's the form to fill out if you're an alcoholic. Do you wake up in the middle of the night and take a shot? Yes. Do you also wake up and immediately have a drink? Yes. Looks like you're diagnosed with alcoholism.
Listen, the point of alcoholism, I think what most people suffer with is they like the feeling of escaping and being drunk.
Yes.
One shot or one mimosa is not going to cause in the mornings, not going to cause that, Sheena.
That just
you don't actually like alcohol.
Planning of your life.
Alcoholics don't actually love drinking alcohol for the taste. They like getting drunk. So the one shot sucks.
Yeah, it's like avoidance of stuff, or it's like you can't stop drinking if you start. Like I think Shay can't stop drinking if he starts, but not that all day he's craving alcohol. But I think he also is looking for the escape because that's what the drugs were, and since he doesn't have that, he's like putting that on alcohol.
Yes,
addiction. But the thing is like like once when you're addicted to one thing, you typically have an addictive personality, and so people like to funnel it into like more manageable things. Like a lot of alcoholics like will drink a lot of coffee because it like gives you something to like
sugar is a big one.
Yep. So
she
this is not just not how it works.
So
I just was like, oh no.
But then Sheena gives him very clear rules.
Oh my God.
Don't
amending the rules.
Yeah. Don't get shit-faced, but don't be a bore. So somewhere in there,
which
also,
I'm like,
sober
not drinking
a porn.
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm gonna kill
I'm
her.
like, you're looking at it all wrong because what you're basically saying to him is, I don't like you.
So yeah, you're not.
I don't like you sober, so you're not good enough. You need to find that in between where it's fun and you're loose and you're in a great time, which is probably why he drinks.
And then just keep that pace. Like don't get shit faced. But then if you start to lose it, that's when you wake up, take a shot, go back to bed, because we got to keep that midsection.
Which is so hard because we've talked about how many factors are in on it, like how strong the drink is and what you ate that day and just like what you're feeling in general.
Liquor, remember?
But he can on special occasions. Don't forget about the amended rules.
That's true. That's true.
Anniversaries equal cocktails.
Even though he didn't get shit-faced in Hawaii, but Sheena was pissed he was a little drunk because of his eyes.
You know what? It's because he woke up and had a shot in the middle of the night, I bet.
That was it. He went to that mini bar.
He had 2 shots instead of 1. That was
it. She'd get every other shot, Shay.
I told you every other. And he's like, Schwartz woke up with me and had 4 shots with me.
I only had 2. Oh, amazing. So we go to a modeling shoot with Lala and James. It's this company called Related Garments. These brothers want to help men match their underwear to their socks. Great. So we're gonna show how sexy it is to match. This is fine. I mostly wear like nude colored socks. So
I thought you were gonna just say underwear too. Like
I sometimes my underwear is like black though, and I'll be in like white socks, but it's never like crazy.
I'm not like, ooh, really gotta like match those up, because most of the time they're hidden. Nobody gives a shit about stuff like this.
Most of the time my socks are black anyways, so they match.
Coincidentally they match.
Yeah. So Lala models a lot, mostly swimmer and lingerie, not a ton of clothing because look at her body, obviously. Thank you. But yeah, James loves his chemistry with Lala. And then after the shoot, he tells her that he likes making out with her, but Lala clarifies they're just friends that make out and anyone else can touch his penis because they're not sleeping together intentionally. They're still that. It's like the rule for Shay. We're not.
I was about to say the drinking rules for Shay could be copy pasted and just say like cocktails for sex.
Try not to hook, like you can't actually try to hook up with me
in Hawaii on vacations, but if it's an anniversary, yes,
we can't plan it out. No, but also like don't not touch me. That's clear.
Also, I have to talk here really quickly about friends who make out comment because we're literally talking about this in the Summer House season 6.
It's weird. It's weird.
Why do friends call it friends who make out? I hate it so much.
Just because if you're really friends, right? If you're best friends,
yes,
there cannot be benefits because that causes issues.
No, because one person will develop feelings.
Yes. So you can be people with benefits. You can be acquaintances with benefits. You can't be friends. I think friends with benefits is a bunch of shit.
I agree.
Honestly, watching Summer House makes it a bunch of shit.
It'll never end well, like because somebody always has feelings, or there will somehow it'll blow up.
So are we not okay with it in Summer House? But we're kind of, because I'm kind of okay with it here.
Yeah, but I'm not okay with. I'm okay with it for Lala because for Lala it's working, but James likes her.
Yeah, and he's just
James wants to be with her, but he
push
thinks,
the envelope.
Oh, you know what? If we do this like friends who kiss, like I'm gonna be able to sleep with her at some point. And it's like, no, that's not how it works.
Our friends who make out. Oh, I hate it. Everyone stop making out with your friends.
Just stop doing this shit and say if you like each other or not.
Just
and then,
date each other or not.
Be clear if you don't have feelings and stop making out with people for fun if you don't have feelings for them.
Super weird. So now we're gonna go to Sir. Lisa's here. Diana's gonna give her the lowdown on stuff. Meanwhile, Stassi's in the back. She walks up before the restaurant opens. Christina and Jen are here to support her. I love you, Jen, so much. I miss you, baby.
Christina Kelly.
Christina suggests that Stassi should drink tea.
I think that was a wonderful suggestion.
I do too. They were like, no. And Christina's like, don't drink. It'll show her how much you've grown.
Yes. And she's like, I haven't grown that way. And I'm like, nobody said you had to actually live your entire life from this day forward that way.
Yeah. Also, Shay, it's noon. There's no drinking before this.
Peanut standing over there like,
this is what Shay can't do.
This is what I'm talking about. People who just wake up and drink.
I hate them. Stassi walks in, finds Lisa at the table. Lisa's a little shocked to see her, but not shook.
Yeah. You know what? But I do think this is a good tactic. Like Stassi said, she wanted to like catch Lisa a little off guard so she couldn't plan anything.
Yeah.
And I feel that.
Yeah. So Lisa is like, oh, hi, you have time for this old woman? Because that's what Stassi called her. Also, she said that Lisa's staff is a bunch of drug addicts. So Lisa's not happy.
But she's not really wrong, I bet.
That's like real though. But Lisa's not happy that Stassi came for her staff, which impacts her business.
Yes.
So like, fine. But Stassi sits down and Lisa gives her the floor. She's like, what do you want? What's up? Stassi says, she acknowledges she was disrespectful. And Lisa said, thanks, but it really doesn't mean anything to me because you're kind of hollow with your apology. Stassi said she fucked up her relationships. When she started, she had nothing. And Lisa had her back. Oh, Lisa says when Stassi started, she had nothing, but Lisa had her back and now Lisa wishes she hadn't. Stassi says, thanks about the sex tape. And Lisa is like, well, I met with this sleazy guy you didn't want to see. And after I told you he was sleazy and I fired him, which also leads to Frank. But she gave him cash to save Stassi's ass. And then Stassi dismissed Lisa like she was nothing. So that's why Lisa's mad.
It's very interesting because obviously last season we saw some of this play out on camera, but a lot of the details weren't on camera.
No,
so like
the sex tape stuff wasn't.
Yeah. And so you just saw that people were pissed at each other and it just didn't really make sense. But now it really does. Like, I did this for you and then you go to the press and talk shit about me.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You just kept my name out of your mouth.
That's the thing. I didn't need you to like fawn over me and say thank you and do all XYZ. But what you don't do when I've done so much for you, you do not come for me.
Yeah. So Stassi wants to pay Lisa back. And Lisa doesn't want the money. She's like, that's insulting for you to think I need $900.
That's the thing is, I think Stassi is trying to be very calculated. Like when she comes and offers an apology, it's because she wants something. She's not genuinely coming here to apologize and just leave it at that and repay her and try and show her that effort and make good just because she really wants Lisa back in her life. It is calculated because she wants to be in with this group again, be on the show.
Yes.
And all these things.
I also think like to give the money back, she doesn't want to feel like Lisa did her any favors.
Yeah.
But Lisa's like, it's been a long time. I don't need your money. And I did do you a favor.
And it's not, the favor wasn't about the money, the amount of money.
It was about helping Stassi and then Stassi dissing her.
Yes. It's just like, it's the disrespect.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like Lisa can afford it. And I think Lisa would step in for any one of her staff if they were in this position, whether that, like, even if Kristen was still working there, I wholeheartedly believe Lisa would have like paid $900 in this moment for even Kristen, because she, like you said earlier, like that $900 is not as impactful to her as it is to this staff. And so it's more just like the gesture of like, I fixed a problem and helped you with it.
Yeah.
And you just giving me that respect back.
Yeah. So Stassi is like very upset that Lisa won't take the money because she's doing her best.
I hate when she said that.
I'm doing my best.
Doing my best.
Stassi gets up to leave and Lisa's basically like, sit your ass down. There's more we have to talk about.
Yeah. Because Stassi's like, you hate me, don't you, Lisa? And she's like, what did she say?
Oh, my most iconic line. Lisa goes, you're not important enough to hate. Sit down.
I didn't want to screw it up.
You're not important enough to hate. You hate me, Lisa. You hate me. You're not important enough to hate. Sit down.
Man, the only one that goes above that is I don't know what I've done to you, but I'll take a Pinot Grigio.
It's like so much shade. I love. So Stassi does sit back down, which is the funniest part. So then Lisa wants to know what Stassi wants. Like, I know you're not just here to give me money. And then Stassi starts crying. She didn't want to cry, but Lisa upset her. And I'm like, girl, you're upset because you know this isn't going the way you want.
That's the thing. Yeah. What did Lisa do to you?
Lisa just said, I don't want your money. like your money means nothing. So Lisa says it suits Stassi to actually be sorry, which is now. So Stassi wants to make things right with people that she cares about. And if Stassi wants to come back in the group, she's got to start with Lisa. But Lisa warns her that she doesn't know if everyone will be welcoming to her. And Stassi says they probably will because they've all done shitty things and forgiven each other. And Lisa's like, I wouldn't hold my breath if I were you because they've moved on. Schwartz didn't need you to pick out a ring. Katie doesn't need you to be her friend.
They have like filled the gap that you were. Whereas like when Kristen fucked up, Kristen like also like put her head down and knew she fucked up and didn't like dig in and say like, no, I didn't. Like you guys weren't together. I mean, she kind of did that for a second, but like Stassi has spent months digging in and being like, fuck you guys. Like I'm better than you. I don't need you. Yeah. And now has to come crawling back when they filled the voids.
Yep. So Stassi then says she's going to prove it to everyone. And Lisa says, okay, you can go now. So that's it. And then next week, or next episode, Katie is having a launch party for her beauty blog, but Faith and James aren't invited. It's to gain exposure, but James, God, I'm drunk, I promise, shows up and causes drama. Stassi also wasn't invited. Katie still wants nothing to do with Stassi, and Schwartz confronts Stassi, which I'm excited because this is the first time Schwartz is going to get his little balls out and say something that's on his mind. First time he has a
backbone to anyone.
Thank goodness. Okay.
Jeez Louise.
So now we got to do accepted and blocked. And I'm upset. And I'm like, did I enjoy Kristen the most? No.
I was just thinking the same thing.
I accepted Kristen last time. I don't think I could.
Here's who I'm going to accept because I don't want to accept Kristen. And the reasons I'd accept Kristen are, I feel like neutral reasons. Like Kristen is just above where she normally sits. Not that she's like great. I'm accepting Lisa. I knew it. Boss ass bitchness, you know, her walking down the stairs and yelling at Jax, handling Stassi, even though she was caught off guard. Like, you're not going to come for me in my place of business. Love it.
I agree. I thought Lisa was fantastic. I might also have to accept her.
Or not. Also, she had a big,
good episode.
Presence. Yeah.
Also, I love her with Jax. Where is he? I'm gonna fucking kill him. And she's basically like, "You're an idiot. You're 36. Stop it." And then she has to look at Stassi and be like, "And you dated Jax. You're also an idiot. Yeah. It's clear. All you suck."
But it's the Jax's look back, and Lisa doesn't look at him.
No, Lisa's not looking.
She will never look back.
No, Lisa just had a really great episode, and I love You're Not Important Enough to Hate. Sit down, and I hope to use it one day. Down. I hope to say that one day. Okay, now we have to block. This is gonna be easier.
Oh God. I mean, for me, it's so Jax. Like, I don't like how scummy he is. Like, he's still looking at other girls. How does he still have a warrant out for his arrest in Hawaii? Like, what the fuck else did you do? And I just don't think he's taking this like arrest thing seriously. Like, when the guys talk about his probation officer, like, you're probably going to get a probation officer. You need to take this seriously. And then, like, same with Lisa, he kind of like blows it off that it's not really that big of a deal.
He was drunk.
And then was thrilled he like has a 2-week vacation, and now Brittany's gonna like pay for everything.
I'm gonna block. And I don't know if we can allow this, but it's our show, so we can. I'm gonna block Kevin. Yeah,
do it.
What a waste of time.
Do it. We've done side characters on our other podcasts. So
that's true. I truly don't care if he has a girlfriend or not. I don't think
the storyline is interesting. Like, okay, he's not coming next episode. There's no way. Like,
Kevin's a blob that just needs to go.
2 episodes of Kristen randomly hooking up with someone and him living with her for a week.
Bye, Kevin.
Bye.
Great. Okay, so good episode. Can't wait for next week. I vaguely remember the beauty thing, but we'll see.
I do too, but yeah.
Yay. Okay, keep joining us. Remember our other podcasts. Eventually One Season Wonders will be out. We've gotten really good feedback on it. Yes. So please listen.
Go. I bet if there's not a new episodes out, they'll definitely be on Patreon at this point. So go sign up for Patreon.
Oh, I love them. Okay. And yeah, we don't know if Vanderpump Rules is coming back, but we're going to do the old episodes. So follow us along there. Summer House, once the live season ends, we're going to watch the old episodes. So follow us along there. Join our Patreon, follow us on Instagram. That's where the real fun is.
Oh yeah.
And thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys.